Hey man, it's Trojan from csgocoach.com and I will review your demo. So, first thing, I'm really happy with that. What I've seen. I watched this demo a few times, and I can tell that you know map you play on, and I'm like really shocked because you are D minus, but you know this map so well. You know a lot of spots, a lot of nades, mollies, flashes, lineups, one-way smokes, you name it. Like, you know a lot of stuff about the map. Although on the first round, what I will pick on is definitely you need to check angles and check common spots where which people used to hold. And this, which you're gonna get shot in a second from behind, is the angle, which should be checked. Like, this is one of the most obvious angles. So what I would do, I would just look towards I would look more towards that, like I would push probably to toxic first and then look towards here instead of going just like that. And if you go in like this and you will check this angle, you peek in blindly, like with your back to the enemy. So it's better to just jump through and check this angle, check toxic, and then go further. So I know when you're pressured with time because bomb is planted and you have like no defuse kit, I know that is not enough time to check everything, but angles like this are really commonly held and lurkers happen really often in this game. So that's the first thing. And through whole demo, what I noticed, that is like gonna be really hard for you actually to work on yourself, because you need to work on the hardest stuff, which is positioning yourself in situations like this. Like, you should be, I think, even more aggressive in here, but whatever. Crosshair placement. You need to adjust crosshair placement to your reaction time. That's the very first thing. And I know that might sound like advice from every single YouTube video which tells you that they will, I don't know, what is important in Counter-Strike or how to improve. But you actually lack, you lack good crosshair placement, adjusting crosshair placement to your reaction time, and your aim is a little bit off. So I can see that you can like play, like, you can smoke off, you can molly, you can pop flash, you can really nicely open sides, as far as I remember on T side, through one-way smokes and stuff. You're doing a lot of great job, and don't get me wrong, but even lineups like this, I was so amazed. Like, that is so tricky, but it's still nice. And this spot, like, is really nice that you know things, like you do not wallbang just randomly to get lucky, but you know what you're doing, and that's something what I love. Like, I'm known from my wallbangs, so I'm really happy to see you doing things like this. But anyways, like, you got problems mostly with crosshair positioning. I think you should go more for like jiggle kind of style of shooting. Like, you should practice this. Definitely, I will show you later on a map on which you can practice your aim. Of course, aimbots, which everyone knows, the map in workshop is really good for that as well. Although there is one other map which I will show you. In this moment, by the way, when you were defusing, I know that you are covered by so many people, but he could be, how to put it, like, there was a chance for him to be in Squeaky, and if any of your teammates would check it and open it, you were standing in this way, that you were exposed to Squeaky, and you were exposed to, let's say, Car, if he would run around. So next time when you defuse and your teammates covering you, try to hide yourself even deeper inside, so no one is able to pick off you from any angles, and they are forced to push into the side. That's definitely something what you need to keep in mind. So what I want from you to improve is definitely, man, your aim, cross replacement, and adjusting your crosshair to your reaction time. And the other thing is that you need to work on flicking. I've seen you play a lot of op, and that's fine. Op is it's really good, but opper is one of the most important roles in the game. Like a lot, like you got the most expensive weapon, and you earning the least money from the team. Like, so when you get it up, it's a really big investment, and you need to make it work. So in here in this round, I need to talk a little bit on the calls. So I'll pause in here. And what happened? Let me just go back. Maybe that'll gonna be better. Just jump back on the beginning of this round, and I'll speed it up. So in this round, because it is ESCA demo, I could hear calls, and you are kind of slow when it comes to calls. Like, you can give calls, but when after you die, and maybe it's just because of the you know, rank you play, like D minus. So I know there's a lot of people playing chill, more casual and stuff. So giving calls like quick calls and everything is maybe not in your habit yet, but that's what you should work on. So there was a guy killing the and I just kept the moment instead of pausing it. There was a guy on A side, which we can see in here, and our teammate got killed on A side. So instead, and then I think that guy already gave few shots from A side on you. So if you would give info to this poor guy which is holding the truck, which did not get any information, and for some reason was not still aware that there is a guy on A side with AK, maybe, just maybe, he would hold good enough to protect you. And as you can see, he was hiding instead, and he let him go to the highway. And if that would be higher rank, or this guy would be a bit better, he could kill you already twice. So he failed second time, although you just gave information about him just now when you're getting shot. And I don't want to know even, I think, what this guy is doing in there. Let me see. Okay, he's holding angle like this. Okay, and failing his shot. So yeah, maybe that would save your life. I know you got a nice kill on the lurker in there. Although you should call quicker, you're calling quite late, and it is something what might win you around if you give quicker information. So I know it is not happening on the ranks. Oh, you see, you're doing that again. You're doing that again, and even now there is a guy in Squeaky. You see, and you position yourself in a way that you are like reachable from Squeaky. If your teammate would open the door instead of him opening the door, you would be right away on his crosshairs, especially on a higher rank. So yeah, you need to keep in mind that you should just hide a bit deeper into the site when you go in for like a full in or all in defuse. So definitely, yeah. You, from through whole demo, I can see that you are kind of keeping some information to yourself, and it might like not gonna help you, but it will help the game. Like, it will help your team, and there is something what you have to work on. And sometimes it might even like the way you call might influence your team, and they will start calling in the same way as you do. So amount of information given will go back to you. So sometimes it might be even beneficial for your team. So this what you did in here, like picking like this. This is something what you should not do at all. And you just kind of gave them that middle. So what you should do when you're getting smoked off in here, you smoked off in here by yourself, but they smoked off you as well. So instead of I would definitely reposition, and I would go back deeper. I would not even hold that middle. Although when you hold mid and no one is pushing you, you can smoke it off. you can molly boost even from here without pushing out or pushing further to the middle. And if you will molly boost, I think you can definitely you can find some nades on our website if you are subscribed, and just from there you will definitely find few ways of throwing molly on a boost from our videos. So you don't even have to push out, you're just smoking off molly, going back and not holding angle like this that you can see the entrance of garage, or you can see boost, or even both. That's the worst case scenario. Better is to have someone playing cement, let's say, and looking towards boost, or holding even angle like this, and you can hold angle like that, so no one will sneak up on him, no one will sneak up on you, and you are holding that no one will go crossing here under the vent as well, which is really important. And peeking mostly, well, I said this is bad way to peek this, like this kind of way, is only because some people will check white box and they go like so perfectly, they pre-aiming so perfectly, they will just strafe pick and go right away with pre-fire for this really common spot, and you will not even get enough time to react to it. So, or you will just get pop flashed and then someone will pick. So playing like you really aggressively and picking like that is a bit ballsy. So when you play passive, you mostly play passive, so it's just one of the rounds which I could pick on to give you advice from not doing like really reckless picks. I know that you play it on D-, so you're getting into the habits, like you're watching your teammates play and you kind of adjust your play to that what they do. So I believe it's hard to learn how to play differently or proper. So that's what we got covered. When it comes to T side, I've seen you did quite good job in this game. Not even on CT side. On CT side, I think you were ending up top fragging. On T side, you were frag opening really often, and I think you're gonna get picked in here, and you're not gonna react in time. Oh, you even had your crosshair down. Sorry, up, yeah, so you couldn't flick down. So when you got a situation like this, I would not recommend you re-peeking. It's really bad to re-peek the same spot, because if you will fail your shot, he might peek back with already pre-aimed crosshair, and he will just like strafe shoot you, and you will have no way to respawn. I know on this ranks that probably will not happen because people still struggle with, you know, doing those crazy shots. But I'm just advising you for the future with reference, so you can get into the habit of doing things properly. So I will just go through this round as well, what you do in that retake, and then I will just show you workshop maps which you could download and work on. So in here you are you are retaking. You can see that bomb is planted for main most likely, and well, so when you're in a situation like this, what you should do, position yourself for main, pick main, scope in, and then start defusing, and like fake defuse, let's say, and look towards main. Pre-aimed perfectly for this position. And that is like one of, like, you need to risk. Like, I know that he can be on the left side, he can be on the right side, he might even stand on forklift, but you don't have enough time, so you're taking the risk and you're committing yourself to, you know, to clutch this round, so you need to take some risks. He picked out, he just saw you, and you couldn't do much with a pistol. This way you kind of save your weapon, although you didn't commit it to this round totally, like fully as you could. And if you would pre-aim yourself with op and just wait for him to peek, you could get a kill and quickly defuse it. So that's something what you can do as well. And remember that doing any extra noises after faking might even force him to not peek. So things like scoping in and stuff like that, you have to do before defusing. But I think, oh wait, the right click things you can do after defusing. So you can scope in, or you can underhand throw nades. Sorry. So yeah, you can even start defusing and then scope in, pre-aimed at the entrance. So that would be actually it. I don't want to go through your T side, because you actually did really good on T side. You were frag opening for your team. You were going through the one-way smokes. You had some good ideas. You failed. You failed smoke on the. You failed smoke on the CT. Just because this map was reworked a little bit, and from that what I've seen, you are doing like old lineup for CT smoke, which is not working anymore. So you can find on our website updated ways of throwing smokes. So just go through and check it out definitely, because mostly your smokes and nades are all good. But this one was like, I just seen that you're throwing this in the way like it was back in the day before the rework. And this smoke is not working anymore. So yeah, so that would be it. Now I'll just jump to workshop and I will show you maps on which you can play. So when we are in workshop, this is actually my list of maps which I'm subscribed to, and those pre-fire practice maps, all from this series, are still good because you're gonna learn your crosshair placement when it comes to entering different areas. So this is really good for placing your crosshair. Whichever map you like, they covered almost everything. So that's something that is really good to know and to have practice on. Then when it comes to practicing being like more active and being like more quicker, kind of like moving and everything in the game, is this fast aim / reflex training map, which you definitely need to use, because that's something we need to work on to be like more flexy, turning more, like be more, because you play kind of passive. You play pre-aim positions, you set up, you like to play slow. That's great, but then still you need to, when it's required, you need to move quick and flick and, you know, do crazy spins. So that's the map which you need to work on. It's really simple. Bots running at you, and when you look at them, they strafe to the side. When you're not looking at them, they're running straight and trying to knife you in the back. Really simple map and really effective when it comes to working on reflex and your aim. So definitely you can go for this map. That's something what you need to like do every single day. And those pre-fire practices, that's something what you should work as well, just for crosshair positioning. Then on the second side, I got a map which you can work on as well, which is Ironbots. The standard map, like everyone is using it, and it's super because you can change like everything on this map to things which you require. So if you require working on, let's say, flicking, so you can set up some boxes in there and make those bots move and peek from behind of the boxes, so you will work on your pre-aiming and your flicking if you fail on initial crosshair placement. So those are maps which I would like to see you working on, and working on your aim, like aim, flicking, crosshair placement, communication definitely, and movement a little bit if possible, and try to stay a bit more active, like don't play so like slow paced, because this is not like this guy might looks this way, but then there are moments where you might be needed, like to move quickly, to react quickly, to like juggle and stuff. Try to learn counter, like strafe and counter strafe shooting the surf way, like jiggling. This is something what I would like to see you working on, so you will become more mobile instead of just playing like static, which is really common on lower ranks. So that will be all for now, man. I can't give you even more tips because there's a lot of training for you, and training which you have to do like every day, at least 15 to 20 minutes before even starting games. So I wish you good luck, and I hope you will come back with great progress. So see you, man, and take care.